A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. All praise is due to Allah, whose worth cannot be described by speakers, whose bounties cannot be counted by calculators, whose claim to obedience cannot be satisfied by those who attempt to do so, who the heights of intellectual courage cannot appreciate, and the divings of understanding cannot reach. He for whose description no limit has been laid down, no eulogy exists, no time is ordained, and no duration is fixed. He brought forth creation through His omnipotence, dispersed wings through His compassion, and made firm the shaken earth with rocks. Assalamu alaikum, and thank you for joining us today on the program of Enlightening with me, Sayyid RAZA Naqvi. And today we're here with our fifth episode, and once again I am joined by Brother Muhammad ADEEL from Iran. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Muhammad.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Thank you for joining us once again. And I'm sure you guys are now familiar with the format of the program and the topics and discussions we are carrying out today, which are very relevant to you guys at home, and especially the youth and young professionals. We've covered various topics such as ghusl, prayer, zakat, and these aspects are very important, and it is important that we know the fundamental beliefs and the core principles within the religion to be able to successfully carry out and have a sense of direction within our lives. And I want to, first of all, before we continue, congratulate all the mu'mineen and mu'minat out there on the birthday of the 8th Imam, Imam Musa ibn Raza alayhi salam. And I want to congratulate you all, and you, Brother Muhammad, as well, on his birthday.
Thank you very much.
And today, I mean, because it's such an auspicious occasion, we're going to be centering our discussion today around this amazing personality, and we're going to shed some light on what he was known for, his attributes, and in what's he done in history, and his lifespan, and sort of a brief bibliography really of, you know, his upbringing, his life, and the lessons we can learn and we can take from Imam Raza alayhi salam. Well, he was born in Medina in the year 148 after Hijri on the 11th of Zul-Qa'dah, and he died in Tus, I believe. It's a city in Tehran, and that was on the 17th of Safar, and that was 203 Hijri. And he only had a period of Imamah for approximately 20 years, correct me if I'm wrong,
yes.
20 years, yeah. So quite late on in his life, he took up on the successorship from his father. And one of the main aspects which is studied, and the life and which is studied of Imam Raza, is something which is translated in English as opening knots. I'm sure Brother Muhammad ADEEL will elaborate more on this, but it's an aspect which we are looking into, where essentially it means is the easing difficulties of an individual and of yourself. And this is something which was attributed greatly to Imam Raza alayhi salam, and it's something we're going to touch upon today. So, Brother Muhammad, you know this term of opening knots, can you tell me where it's derived from, where it comes, and what is attributed to Imam Raza? How is it attributed to him, and how does it help in easing the difficulties of oneself and of other human beings?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين، خاتم النبيين أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد، وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المنتجبين الغر الميامين، لا سيما بقية الله في الأرضين، روحي وأرواح العالمين في مقدمه الفداء، ولعنة الدائمة على أعدائهم أجمعين من الآن إلى قيام يوم الدين. أما بعد، فقد قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في محكم الكتاب المبين، وهو أصدق الصادقين وقوله الحق. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يوم ندعو كل أناس بإمامهم. صدق الله العلي العظيم. First of all, I'd like to congratulate the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the holy household of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and Imam Sahib al-Asr wa Zaman, Ajalallahu Farajahu Sharif, and to all the mu'mineen and mu'minat and all the viewers that are watching at the moment, and a very Mubarak on the auspicious occasion of the wiladat of Imam Ali ibn Musa al-Rida alayhi salam. You've touched upon how he was born and when he was born and the date of his birth. When we talk about Imam Musa al-Rida alayhi salam, many people when they visit the holy shrine of Imam Musa al-Rida alayhi salam, they find themselves ease at the presence. When they see that holy shrine, when they see that zarih in front of them, they have that urge to just stay there and pray and seek forgiveness, and all they want to do is be in the presence of Imam Ali ibn Musa al-Rida, because we know that we don't have too much opportunity to go and visit him. It's not like as if you can visit him every other day. It's people from across the world go visit Imam Ali ibn Musa al-Rida alayhi salam, and he was known at that time when he was alive. He was known to be that person who eased the difficulties of other human beings, as you said, opening knots. The term opening knots basically came from and derived from where Imam Musa Imam Raza alayhi salam, when he saw other people in difficulty, when he saw other people vulnerable, he didn't wait for them to just sit back and let them share their difficulties with one another. No, Imam Ali ibn Musa Raza, what he did was he helped them. He said, these are the things that I have been placed on earth to do. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given me this opportunity on earth. He has given me a task so that whatever I need to do on this earth, I have to do. And one of his greatest attributes was to open the knots, easing the difficulties, making life easy for other people. We see at the moment when we have to be like the Imam sometimes. One of the best things that we as humans on earth can do is that we have to resemble the Imam of our time and other Imams that have passed. We see as a practical thing where we all pray in congregational prayer, don't we? When we see that the Imam, when he raises his hand for Takbiratul Ihram, Allahu Akbar, everyone, all the ma'mumeen have to follow the Imam. When the Imam goes for ruku, everyone has to follow for ruku. When the Imam goes for sujood, everyone has to go for sujood. When the Imam raises his hands for qunut, everyone has to raise their hands for qunut. So we see that resemblance between the Imam and the ma'mumeen. This is exactly how we want to be in our lives. Some people say that we love the Imam, but at the end of the day, when we look at the life of Imam Ali ibn Musa Rida alayhi salam, not only did he help the Shias, his followers, not only did he help the Muslims, not only did he help the non-Muslims, but also non-human. We see where it's very famous, the narration goes and the tradition goes by the deer, when he came to intercede with the Imam himself helped the deer, and the deer was freed from them difficulties. So it wasn't only the humans that Imam Ali ibn Musa alayhi salam focused on, it was other species of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's creation. So we see that when it comes to love can be other than our own love. We love Imam Ali ibn Musa alayhi salam, but we also see that other people also love him. So what's the difference between our love, your love, everyone else's love, and the love between ours and theirs? So we have to see that when that love comes into this equation, we have to be that one step ahead of other people. And for us to make the Imam our Imam, for us to protect everything what the Imam does and the things that he does, and we also do in an identical form. We can't do exactly the same, but we have to do what the Imam did in his life. And the best possible way at the moment is to, as some reciters, some lecturers have said in their speeches, is that where I've quoted from the verse number 71 of Surah Al-Isra, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Yawma nad'u kulla unasim bi-imamihim, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself said that on the day of judgment every person shall rise with the Imam. Every group of people shall rise with the Imam. Allah didn't say that every group of people shall rise with the lovers, because lovers, as you know, that it can be love from other people. The Imam has a special attribute. The Imam has something that uplifts something from others. So we have to make the Imam our Imam, literal Imam. Whatever he has told us to do, we do in the remembrance of our Imam. So we can't be saying that we love the Imam, we'll rise with him. We love our family, we love our parents, we love our mothers, we love our brothers, sisters, relatives, friends, but that does not mean that we will rise with our family or friends. We have to have that ultimate love for Imam Musa, Imam Ali ibn Musa Rida alayhi salam, and for all the other Ahlul Bayt. So when we pass away on the day of judgment, we see that all the Ahlul Bayt are in front of us greeting us. We see that when we made Imams, the holy infallibles, our Imams, and then they will repay us by their mercy on the day of judgment, because we will need that mercy. We will need them blessings on the day of judgment. Every human being shall face difficulties on the day of judgment. No being is better than the Ahlul Bayt, who can grab our hand, who can take us on the right path, who can guide us through the difficulties. So we have to make sure that when we talk about opening knots means, as you've described, the difficulties that other people can make easy for others. When I see someone having a difficulty, so for example, when there's the elderly people on the road and they want to cross over on the other side of the road, I can go to them and help them cross the road. Rather than me just looking at them and laughing at them why they can't cross the road, I can go and ease that difficulty for them, so that they don't need to worry about any other traffic or anything like that. So that is one type of easing the difficulties for another person. As little as a smile, that can also help. When someone is in a different state, in a different mood, in a very when he's down, as you say, under the weather, and someone can help him by just smiling at that person. We see on TV, we hear on the radio where when a person who is very fortunate to go to other countries and visit other countries, where he goes to parts of the world where they have not even seen a smile, they've not witnessed a smile, and he goes there and he smiles at them and he makes them happy, he makes them laugh, he makes them their warms heart, their hearts warm. So we see that smile that he's done, that smile that he has given, they are there. See, you are smiling also. So this is also something that makes other people
it's infectious, isn't it?
Infectious, yes. So
definitely.
that's.
So I mean, on a sort of a selfish question, really. So if I was to ease the difficulty of others, I mean, as Imam said, what benefit I as an individual would get by, if I aid your difficulties as an example. I mean, surely you're eased in the sense, you're no longer being faced with that problem. So on a personal level, how would I benefit from that as well?
Imam Musa alayhi salam has given us 3 options where we can ease the difficulties and we see the benefits of them. The first is that when a person has utter faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when he has that full might, his the self-control within himself, and he says to Allah, I have full faith in you, I have certainty in you, whatever I do is for the cause of Allah, is for the cause of you. So that is one step what we can do. We can make our mind set so that whatever we do it for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So whatever you want to do for other people, you don't have to say, you don't look at it in the way that if I do this, he has to repay me. No, you have to say that I am doing this for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when you do this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you that benefit of the doubt, where in the times where you are vulnerable, He will help you. The second option is that the second benefit is when you ease the difficulties of someone, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes you close to Him. You are more closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Some people can say that, how can we be close to Allah? There's a very simple and easy answer to that, and that is to ease the difficulties of others. When you ease the difficulties of others, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say, I will take this many steps. You take one step, I will take 100 steps for you. So that is the meaning of getting close to Him. When we see some people, what they do is, unfortunately, some people, what they do is they make other people's life a misery. They make other people's life difficult to live. This is not what we have to do. This is not the way of our Ma'sumin. This is not the way of the Ahlul Bayt, and this is not the way that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has taught us in the traditions in the Holy Quran. When we see that the most pious person that I've come across through history was Imam Khomeini rahmatullah alayhi, where he himself said, when he was giving his vital speeches, when he was about to depart this world, he said that make the life of human beings easy. Do not burden them with more. And he was focusing this statement on the organizations and all the institutes where many of them were normal people. When they go to organizations, when they go to the institutes, they are faced with difficulties. Imam Khomeini himself said that do not make their lives difficult, so that when they approach you with a question or with a thing that they need to get rid of, make their lives help them. So you have to be them people that help others. The third thing is that if you untangle the difficulties of someone else, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of judgment will automatically help you. So when you untangle someone's difficulty, that person will not repay you when you want to. No, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will automatically, when you help that person, He will automatically place that portion of whatever you have done for your future in the hereafter. On the day of judgment, He will say that you helped that person 50 years ago, 20 years ago. Automatically, I have made this part of the path on the day of judgment easy for you. We know that on the day of judgment we have to cross the Pul Sirat, and we don't know how far it goes, and we don't know how easy it is to cross. The only way to cross that bridge is to have good a'mal, is to have good manners, is to have good deeds, and one of them deeds is to help others. When someone is facing that difficulty, if you are in that state to help that person, if you have the ability to help that person, then why don't you help him? There is no loss in this. You will always come out victorious. You will always get that reward, and you will always have that thawab in your nami a'mal, in your good deeds. So these are the things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says upon a person when he helps other people in the situation. We don't know on the day of judgment how long it will take. There are many people, there are people who have passed away that you know, that I know, who are in who are in barzakh at the moment. This is before the day of judgment. Everyone is in barzakh. Whoever dies at the moment goes to barzakh. There are people there for 1,000 years, 2,000 years. We don't know. If we don't know the time it takes for barzakh, how will we know the time it takes for the day of judgment? One day. We don't know. The Quran describes the day of judgment as Yawmal Wildanu Shiba. يَوْمَ يَجْعَلُ الْوِلْدَانُ شِيبًا. Even the babies will turn old that time, on the day of judgment. One day, we won't know what hit us on that day. We have to remember that whatever we do for ourselves or for others, it will be accountable for the hereafter.
That's great. I mean, we're gonna touch upon the benefits and developing that connection with Imam Raza, inshallah, after the break. So if you guys have any questions or if you just wanted general tips on, you know, how to develop that connection and stuff you can do to develop your love for the Ahlul Bayt and the household, and practical steps you can take to helping people in their daily lives and routines, and hopefully you guys can call in after the break. And if you guys stay tuned with me, Sayyid Raza Naqvi, joined by Brother Muhammad ADEEL on Enlightening. Thank you.